Hello from Malé, the beating heart of the Maldives. In this video, we're going on a journey from visiting the iconic fish market, tasting smoked tuna, to spotting stingrays and trying delicious Maldivian food.
Hey friends, we're Melvin and Melissa, two doctors based in the UK with a passion for wellness, culture and adventure. After exploring local islands and a luxury resort, in this video of our Maldives series, we're stepping into bustling Malé, sharing the top things to do, how to get around and quick tips to help you plan your visit.
Our journey began walking the streets of Malé, a city unlike any other, one of the most densely populated capitals in the world, packed tightly into just 9 square kilometers of land and home to over 40% of the entire Maldivian population.
So we've just packed our bags. We've just put our bags at the hotel in Malé, so we're just walking now from our hotel to the main jetty area where the fish market is at now. And there are just so many people around. Just so many motorcycles, and I don't think they stop for you when crossing the road, so you just have to be wary.
It is a school.
Yeah.
A bit overstimulated
Yeah.
by so many motorcycles. It was literally a narrow street. One side has motorcycles parked, and then on this side, it's like a two-way pedestrian crossing, and then in the middle, motorcycles are riding as well. Oh, on this street, there are lots of souvenir shops, and in each shop, you can change currency as well. I think these are all the local fishermen and their boats, and then they come here and drop their fish over here, and then right next to the fish market is the fruit market.
We soon arrived at our first stop, Malé Fish Market. Here, you can see how fishing is the lifeblood of Maldives. For centuries, the island survived entirely on the sea before tourism existed. And here, Maldives still practices one of the most sustainable fishing methods in the world, with pole and line tuna fishing. They don't use any giant nets or trawlers, just lines and lots of patience. Inside the market, the atmosphere was absolutely incredible. You could see men moving quickly, slicing through the freshly caught fish, and you could smell the salt and sea. It was pretty raw, very authentic, and it felt completely alive.
Just a few steps away from the fish market, just round the corner, there's a fruit market, and there's loads of people bursting with life. There's stacks of coconuts, papayas, croupion and bananas, and every single street is just filled with people.
Coconut chocolate.
Oh, let me try.
Oh, Maldivian candy. It kind of reminds me of the coconut candy in Malaysia.
Oh.
Coconut chips.
Thank you.
It's very, very crunchy. I wanted to ask, you know that one?
This one,
The fruit,
screw pine.
screw pine.
Yeah.
How do you eat it?
This
Do you
cut
eat
for only juice, water, sugar for mix for juice.
the juice? But can you eat the fruit itself?
No, this
No, make juice, is it?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much. You gave me a banana. Oh, it's so nice.
Bright spices fill the air with warm, earthy aromas, and many of these fruits are interestingly actually imported, because the Maldives' sandy soil and limited land make agriculture extremely challenging. But here, you see how island communities adapt, balancing tradition, trade, and survival in one of the world's most unique environments.
They put some clove and the betel nut and then they chew it. I am usually out to try local food, but then just it's a bit of a, I suppose, like personal controversy. Just because I'm a doctor, so like health-wise, betel nut actually gives you a little bit of that
high.
high feeling. And also in the long term, it actually causes it's a very high risk of oropharyngeal cancer, which is like for the mouth and throat cancer. So
As we wandered deeper into the stalls, we passed rows of smoked fish hanging inside small shops. This is the Maldives dried tuna, a traditional staple that dates back centuries.
what is this?
fish sauce,
Fish sauce. What do you eat this with?
bread, rice.
Anything. This one also anything. Actually tastes a little bit like char siu.
Just right.
Thank you.
I'm salty, but good.
I don't know how to describe the taste. It's like very unique but quite good. How long can you keep the fish for? Like the smoked fish?
1 year no more.
1 year? Oh wow. Barracuda. Oh, thank you. This was nice.
Now, before refrigeration, smoking and drying fish was essential for preservation, allowing the island communities to store food during long monsoon seasons. Even today, this simple ingredient forms the base of many Maldivian dishes.
As evening approached, we headed towards the waterfront. At first glance, it looked ordinary, just a quiet pier, locals strolling home after work and boats gently rocking in the harbour. But then something moved beneath the water and people were pointing. A dark shape glided past. And another, and we found out that there were actually a bunch of stingrays, sea puppies. They move smoothly below the surface, their wings undulating silently through the water.
There's actually so many like different types of fishes. And the reason why there are a lot of stingrays at this point is because it's right next to the fish market. So the local fishermen actually throw like the excess fish pieces into the ocean, and then the stingrays like to feed on them. But there's lots of different types of fishes as well. And it's so clear that you can see into the ocean.
We're currently at the fish market now, just standing right outside.
Yeah.
So they have dried fish as well as fresh fish, as well as vegetables and fruits and things like that as well. Loads of variety, and the people like super
it's
nice.
actually really nice. Yeah, the people are so nice inside. I feel like a lot of the tourists actually come straight here for the Stingray Point just to look at the stingrays right outside when the fishermen throw the fish inside. But then I feel like it's such a cool experience to go inside the market to actually see like how people trade like day to day at the fish market, and also like the fruit market, the different types of vegetables and fruit that there is. I mean, even if you don't buy anything, like it's like they let you try the different things. They're so nice about it.
Yeah, although I would say wear a t-shirt because you can get
hot.
It
is quite stuffy inside.
It's quite cramped as well, but it's a nice experience.
Yeah, and I was quite surprised. I feel like sometimes when you go to local markets, they tend to like overcharge tourists because you don't know what the actual price is, but I don't think he overcharged us. We did buy like small bits of pieces of different local things to try.
As the sun started to set, the rhythm of the city slows. We pass a group of locals playing chess along the waterfront. Others gather on their boats, washing down decks after long days at sea. In a city so densely packed, public spaces become extensions of home, places where life unfolds collectively and shared. This is Maldives beyond luxury, a place of resilience and community, and everyday human connection.
As we wandered through the rather chaotic streets, a man invited us into his small souvenir shop. We began chatting with the owner, a gentle, soft-spoken man who had lived on the islands, then moved to Malé for work and family. He told us how tourism has changed the islands, bringing opportunities but also challenges for the local traditions. And then, something on the wall caught our eye, a painting, swirls of blue, white and turquoise, a whale shark. We looked at each other and knew we had to take it home, because sometimes the most meaningful souvenirs are not the ones that cost the most, but the ones that hold a piece of your journey.
We bought this beautiful painting. Oh, so pretty. This over here is Ibrahim. And we're in a souvenir shop. It's just opposite the fish market and the fruit market. So come here if you need souvenirs.
Yeah, please tell everybody.
After a bit of a struggle to get a taxi, we finally drove about 25 minutes away to Hulumale, a man-made island created to solve a very real problem. You see, the Maldives sits only 1 to 1.5 meters above sea level, making it one of the most vulnerable countries to climate change. To combat overcrowding and the rising sea levels, Hulumale was built through land reclamation, expanding living space for future generations.
So we've taken a taxi from the main island of Malé to Hulumale, which has two phases. This is phase 1 and this is the Hulumale beach.
Hulumale is actually relatively new. It was built actually to help combat the overcrowding of Malé. It's one of the densest cities in the world actually, Malé. Very crowded. But here, even just driving in, you can see like it's quite different. The roads are much wider, it's not as congested, and the buildings are much higher as well. Lots of like high-rise buildings compared to Malé itself. And this here is the beach. It is a local beach. So it's not a bikini beach. You have to cover your shoulders and your knees for women and men. But it's quite surprising that they actually have this entire
Big water bouncy
yeah.
castle. Maybe it's belongs to one of the hotels, I'm guessing. I
Yeah,
don't
you
know.
can actually see like some of the hotels have like the beachfront view.
Yeah, just right behind me there. It's quite nice. People just relaxing right behind there.
I'm feeling a little sleepy now.
So we're going for dinner soon-ish.
In Hulumale.
To end the day, we tried local Maldivian cuisine. We went to a small restaurant that was recommended by one of the local island guides. Plates arrived filled with fragrant curries, fresh fish and rice. And one thing becomes immediately clear. Maldivian food can be quite spicy, and chilies are used generously, reflecting centuries of trade with India and Sri Lanka. The flavors are bold, simple, and deeply rooted in the ocean. A perfect ending to a day exploring Malé. So you got two different sets. So number one, we got the Garadia set. This is the tuna clear soup together with assorted vegetables, onions, chilies, and lime, as well as a fried fish. And then you get rice, of course. We also got a second set together with some bread, together with some beef fish curry, as well as curried aubergines as well. And then we have some vegetables on the side. So this feels like clear soup. But it's really tangy, like it's full of like fishy flavor, I'd say. Really like it. It is quite spicy. I think there's some coconut milk in there as well. This reef fish. Let's just try some of that fish. Extremely fresh fish. No fishy taste whatsoever. And I think it goes really well with the curry.
I'm gonna try the curry, put it on the rice. And this is reef fish. Because we've been eating so much tuna, so trying different types of fish. It's quite spicy. Like a sharp kind of spicy, like chili padi or like bird's eye chili. But then there's also coconut, so it kind of blends and makes it a little bit more mild. But I think this is the most spicy. And then let me try the Garudia. This one's not spicy at all, it's very mild, but there is some chili, onions, and lime. But I think you can add it. And this is a chili paste. I'm not really sure, like, do you eat this with rice or do you put it in here? But we try a little bit, like, on its own. This one is very flavorful.
Tuna paste, tuna chili paste.
Oh, this is super spicy. Very spicy. Very spicy. And then spiced aubergine. And try a little bit with rice. This is really good. Like a chili paste, slightly sweet. With the, sorry, it's very spicy. This is spicy. This is not very spicy. With like the aubergines, it goes really well. And then I'm gonna have some of the local greens, which I think it's a whole salad mixed with some onions. This is pretty mild, yeah, very fresh. But you can taste the punch of the onions as well. I think my favorite is this and this. This one tastes really good. It is pretty spicy.
So there's caramelized breadfruit, and then there's grated coconut underneath as well. So it kind of looks like mashed potato actually. There's breadfruit underneath, and that's so those white areas grated coconut underneath. So let's just gonna try some now.
It tastes like yam.
Yam, tapioca.
Yeah.
Tastes like tapioca.
And it tastes
Okay.
like tapioca.
Sweet
And
tapioca.
then the coconut is very sweet as well.
Time to go back. We're going now. Oh.
Okay, first, where to stay? So, there are two options. First, you can stay in Malé itself, which is the main capital city. Here, there are a range of guest houses and hotels, and most travelers actually only stay here briefly just before they go to the islands or after they come back from the islands, if their international flights are at night or early in the morning, like what we did.
So we're currently in our hotel in Malé. It was quite an interesting ride to come here. So you had to wait at the airport. It took us about 20 minutes first to wait in the line to get a taxi. Once you get in a taxi, there isn't actually a fare. There isn't actually a meter. They just give you a standard fare, and I think it's 70 to 80 MBR, and that will take you all the way into any part of Malé. And interestingly as well, within Malé, all of the taxis are 30 MBR, so any part of Malé, and if you go to Hulumale, it's 185 MBR. So this is our room. It's quite lovely. It's a very cozy room. I like the lighting, which is quite calm. But yeah, here we are. We're just going to change out of these clothings into something more suitable for the Malé city center. And this is our toilet. We have a toilet bowl. And it's just a shower over here.
The second option is to stay in Hulumale, which is right next to Malé, and it's connected via a bridge, which you can just drive across. And Hulumale is actually completely different to Malé. It's less congested, so I think it's slightly better if you have small children, families, and it's also a little bit easier to get to the airport with children, I think, because you don't have to go through like all the traffic and the motorcycles.
Next, how to get around. So most people get around via taxi. You can do this through a few different ways. So number one, you can hail a taxi from the roadside, but depending on where you are, you might either wait a very long time or you might not get picked up at all. This also depends on where you are and where you want to go. So for example, when you're at the airport, there is quite a line for you to get a taxi. And when you do get a taxi, it's a fixed price, no matter where you go, and this is set by the government. So from the airport into Malé or Hulumale, it's about 80 to 100 MVR. And within Malé itself, it's about 30 MVR. And this is the reason why if you're within Malé itself and you want to go to a different part of Malé, you might be hard pressed to actually find a taxi that will take you because they can't earn much. However, if you are going in between Malé and Hulumale, no matter whether or not you're going to the first or second phase of Hulumale, the second phase being the further one, the price is also fixed for those ones and more people will be willing to take you. There are several apps such as the Avas Ride App that we will link down below. This isn't really like Uber where you can pay on the app and then somebody will pick you up. More like it's an app just to connect the riders to the drivers, but you still pay the drivers in the end.
As in, it kind of works like Uber, but you just pay in cash.
Yes.
When you're on the...
So you can't prepay.
Yes.
When they do come and pick you up, then you pay as if it's a regular taxi.
Yeah, so you just ask the price beforehand. Most of the time they don't actually overcharge. But funny story, when we took the taxi from the airport to our local hotel, it was quite a strange scenario because so we were already inside the taxi with our bags loaded in the car boot, and then a local plane pilot just came to the taxi, and I'm not sure what they were saying because they spoke in their local language, and then he dropped his bag into the car boot while we were sitting in the back seat and then got to the passenger seat and just joined us.
I think what happened is basically sometimes pick up multiple different people and send them off to wherever they're going.
Yeah, I mean, we were both heading to Malé, so I guess it's on the way, but it's just quite strange because this never happens in the UK. Like, if you book a taxi, that's just for you.
And also, if you do book via the app, there is a price that's stated there already, so they can't overcharge you through that. If you just hail a taxi, they might tell you an exorbitant price, and if you don't know about the laws, you might just end up paying
also,
way
it's
more.
Slightly cheaper if you pay in your local currency, MVR, versus USD, but then if you don't have the local currency, you can also pay in USD, which is maybe more convenient if you don't want to change currencies.
This brings us to our next point about currency. So as Melissa said, the local currency is called the Maldivian rupiah, and actually they have very beautiful images of wildlife printed on the Maldivian rupiah. So the thousand rupiah note which we have actually is on one side a sea turtle, on the other side is the whale shark, which is absolutely beautiful. And usually if you pay local Maldivian rupiah, it comes up to a little bit cheaper. You can also pay in US dollars in most places, taxis, roadside stores. Most people will accept the US dollar, but you might end up paying a little bit more just in conversion rate. You can also find local money changers. So a lot of the money changers locally in Malé are actually souvenir shops. So the souvenir shops are attached to money changers because it does make sense that people who want to change money are most likely going to be tourists. And you can find a lot of this dotted all around Malé.
And then the fourth thing is clothing. So because the Maldives is actually a 100% Muslim country and Malé is it's the local capital, it is actually compulsory for women and men actually to cover like your shoulders and your knees. So you can walk around like in your bikinis or like a sports bra.
You can't even wear this actually because this is not covering your shoulders.
Yeah, highly recommended if like just to
respect the culture as well.
And then next point, safety. So safety We actually thought that although it was quite chaotic and quite congested, it was pretty safe in terms of like crime.
Being able to walk around the city
Yeah.
at night. So we spoke to the hotel receptionist who were saying that even though it can be very busy and there are loads of people around, most of the places that are visited by tourists and even those local places as well are well patrolled by police at night. So the crime rate is quite low actually, and it's actually quite safe for you to walk around at night.
But I mean, obviously use your own like judgment,
Yeah.
especially at night, and if you're walking alone, if you're a woman. And the next thing is connectivity.
So a lot of the SIM cards and the mobile providers from the UK and the US don't actually work in the Maldives. So you might need to get a special SIM card. In our case, we use Airalo, which has a eSIM. We can buy the SIM beforehand, and when we arrive, we just turn it on and you can use Wi-Fi immediately. So there's a link down in the description below if you want to have that, and there's a little discount as well if you use our link.
Malé may not have overwater villas or empty white sand beaches, but it has something just as powerful: life, culture, and the stories of people who call these islands home. Because the true beauty of Maldives is not only found in its lagoons, but in its resilience, traditions, and its people.
If you enjoyed this video, do like and subscribe. Comment down below what surprised you the most. In the meantime, check out this excursion. See you in the next adventure. Bye!